Okay, I need a moment. That's a nice scarf for Harry. Here we go. Take a breath. Watery grave?
You know,
preordained.
for example, I'm from New Jersey. New Jersey gets very good attendance. Originally from New Jersey, now live in Denver, but originally from New Jersey, has always gotten good attendance for SCG events. It is now a less frequent destination for the SCG Tour, and I don't wonder why, because I believe the people who do these things give it a lot of thought, and if a place is not on the schedule, there is a reason. And I'm on a need-to-know basis. They don't need to tell me why that's the case. And I work for them. You don't even have that going on. You're just mad about the absence of a tournament in Tallahassee, which, if we're being honest, you wouldn't attend anyway.
You know what? I would go to that tournament.
Yeah, they would make us go.
I'd be there.
Yeah,
I'd want to see the Jaguars battle.
Sure.
That's why. I'd want to see Bortles in person be as horrible as he is. That's why I'd be there. Tannen's going to play an Inquisition of Kozilek. Now back to your regularly scheduled match.
Yep.
Oh, that's Jacksonville. Wait, no, it's Jacksonville? That's its own place, right?
Jacksonville?
That's a city.
Yes, Jacksonville.
So they're not, yeah, I'm wrong. There's nothing in Tallahassee except for the next SCG Open in Tallahassee. AJ is going to cycle a street race. Oh,
yes.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
AJ,
There we go.
welcome back.
Tannen with a Wasteland. AJ has an Underground C.
Get it? Oh, yeah.
Light him up. Light him up. Bang, bang. Wasteland party. Does Tannen have a land? Lucky. All right, here's a Ponder. Both these teams 5-1.
Ooh, Tannen has pondered into 2 lands, one of which is a Wasteland. Pretty fortunate. And a Ponder to keep it going.
Yep. It's pretty good, actually. This is what you live for, right? This right here.
I love it. Chicken soup for the Stone Rain soul.
That's not a thing.
Pairings for round 4 are being posted. Again, 2:30 Modern Challenge. Round 4 pairings are going on.
I've known Tim Landale and AJ Sacher for a long time. They both have glasses now and just kind of aging.
When I
have
saw
glasses.
When I saw AJ this morning, I momentarily did not recognize him because of the new haircut. And AJ, we used to hang out quite a lot.
We all just get older.
Yeah.
Grace with a volcanic island and a young pyromancer. Will this resolve or live? Looks like the answer is yes, at least for right now.
Ooh, AJ's still rocking the snuff out.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of those nowadays in this deck.
Yeah,
but there is snuff out.
I don't think they're especially good, but this is one of the best spots for it.
He's just got the one. He's not playing a ton.
Yeah.
He's got the reanimate too. He's going to cycle. It looks like a street wraith, fall down to 8. Life total's pretty low now, so Death Shadow only getting bigger here for AJ. Underground C. And Death Shadow. 5-5 right now. Harry Corvese wins game number 1 in standard over Brennan DeCandio. Boros aggro very quickly up a game here with Golgari mid-range. Sacher going to attempt to play a Gurmag Angler. Could be running this into a daze potentially. It's going to be a Force of Will, exiling a Delver of Secrets to take care of the real big fish. Or at least that's Tannen's attempt to do so.
Not a bad spot to force back if you got it.
Yep.
Grixis Delver does not manage opposing Gurmag Anglers all that well.
Yeah, he will force back, exiling a Stubborn Denial and also making Death Shadow a little bit larger since he falls down to 7. So 6-6 and a 5-5 on the battlefield versus Grace, whose Wasteland now is a little bit slow. This looks like it might be a him. It's going to be a Bitter Blossom. And now he'll Wasteland the Watery Grave. We're going to head back over to Sacher.
Speaking of slow,
What's that?
Bitter Blossom.
Yes. Yes.
The problem here is this hit that AJ is about to tune up here is going to put Tannen just into the abyss, even if it rips a removal spell for the Death Shadow.
There's a pretty healthy hit there. It's going to be 6 and 5, 11, so he's going to fall down to 7. So we're all tied up, at least from a life total perspective.
Oh, AJ's got a Wasteland, and he is just
Itchy.
imagining the possibilities.
Yep.
Yes,
Gonna go
that's
after
the
the-
one. That's the one I would get to.
Going to go after the Black Source. Tannen going to fall down to 6. He'll get a Fairy token. And this will be a Ponder. That'll resolve. Grace will take a look at the top couple of cards. Lightning Bolt among them. He's going to keep them. Okay. He'll sacrifice a Flooded Strand. Maybe he needed a Black Source or something.
If he plays his own Angler, then he can, trade Anglers, and if he finds the answer to the Death Shadow, now he's still got to be able to win the game before the Bitter Blossom kills him.
Mm-hmm.
But, if he trades off here, let's say he rips a Fatal Push or some such, he might be able to win the race still.
Yeah, then we've got a game. So Angler's going to resolve. We'll go back over to Sacher. See what kind of answers AJ has for Gurmag Angler himself. He does have Dismember. There are 2 of those in the main deck. The Snuff Out's already been used, but it wouldn't kill that anyway. Here comes both. Yep, pretty obvious trades there. Anglers will trade. Death Shadow will take care of the Bitter Blossom token. Grace is going to fall down to 4. Grace will draw. It's a big draw step here for him. Pass the turn back over to Sacher. Sacher will draw. Same thing.
Now we might have hit the point where even if Tannen rips a removal spell, the clock is too slow.
Mm-hmm.
He can't outrace the Bitter Blossom.
Well, it depends on if Lightning Bolts work themselves into the equation or not.
Sure.
I would say that. This will be a Brainstorm. That's going to resolve. Grace has found a copy of Lightning Bolts.
Yeah, but it's got to start with Fatal Push.
Yes. He's got to get the Shadow off the battlefield. And there's a fetch. Pass the turn back. Sacher will untap his Death Shadow, draw another card.
And I like Sacher really holding tight at 7 here. Knows that one of the ways to lose the game from this spot is getting just punked out by Lightning Bolts. Not willing to fall into double bolt range. Pardon me.
He has worked himself in a double bolt range now. Now, we don't have a great look at AJ's hand, so there could be a Stubborn Denial in hand or something like that.
Yeah, if AJ's doing something here, it's because he does not care about 2 Lightning Bolts.
Yeah. Sacrifice the Bloodstained Mire, fall down to 5. I think he's got a spell to play. He's going to hard cast a Dismember and look to get the W here with this Death Shadow. Not believing that Grace has anything. And he does not. So, AJ Sacher is going to win game number 1 here over Tannen Grace, the team of Sacher, Landale, and Corvese. They're up, folks. As AJ points to himself, Rob Van Dam style. He's a winner. Let's take a look here at the sideboards. I'm going to start with Tannen Grace. He's got 2 Abrades, 2 Electrickeries, 2 Flusterstorm, 2 Pyroblast, 2 Surgical Extraction, 2 Snapcaster Mage, another copy of Bitter Blossom, a Price of Progress, and a red Elemental Blast.
So the easy stuff here are the red blast. That's easy enough to bring in. Maybe the Flusterstorms also. It depends if Tannen wants to be a sort of a bigger deck in this sort of matchup. Something like Snapcaster Mage and the Bitter Blossom can be good to that effect. But I'm always skeptical of the more expensive cards in this matchup because just getting enough mana to leverage them is very challenging.
Other side of things here for AJ, he's got 3 Dread of Night, 2 Hymn to Torak, 2 Ratchet Bomb, 2 Surgical Extraction, a Bitter Blossom and Diabolic Edict, Liliana of the Veil, a Liliana of the Last Hope, a Nile Spellbomb, and a Toxic Deluge.
I really like the 1 copy of Liliana of the Last Hope. I like the hymns. I like the Ratchet Bombs as well, and possibly the Bitter Blossom.
Well, those are the options there for both players. See Timothy Landale. He's in the middle playing Runaway Red in Modern against Ross Merriam playing Grixis Phoenix. And then we've got DeCandio on Golgari mid-range against Harry Corvese playing Boros aggro. So those are your matchups. You see that Corvese's already up with his Boros deck. Sacher currently up in Landale and Merriam, still battling out with their takes on Arclight Phoenix. Game night time, folks. That's SCG Game Night, of course, where every week in November, not a lot of time left this month, exclusive pins and tokens of our good friend Rise from the Nashes.
And we have the December kit as well here in Bramble Hop early. And then, information new to me, starting in 2019, we are doing away with the pins and instead giving out sleeves. And Hadouken. I needed to. When you artlessly smash together different elements from various IPs, sometimes thinking of the way they're supposed to be pronounced is a little complicated. Anyways, go.sarcitygames.com/game night for more information. Find the game night closest to you and stores. If you want to get signed up for this, especially now in 2019 with sleeves coming down the pipeline, which are always popular, contact your Star City Games in-store play representative.
There it is, folks. Tanner Gray is currently down a game, but he's had a lot of success in Legacy. He's had a lot of success in team tournaments with Ross Merriam and Brennan DeCandio. And he's still looking to get that trophy. We know that for Tannen. He had an improbable top 8 the last time we watched him play, as he had to beat Aaron Barrett playing for top 8 with Tron. But he was able to do so, was the 33-year-old from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Yes, you might as well just go to Louisiana. Goodness sake, how many people we got coming from there?
Would we not go to New Orleans? We should. Because it would be fun for us, and even if the attendance wasn't very good, we would still have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Let's do New Orleans. Let's put it on the calendar.
I'm gonna angle for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna angle for that because I've never been. And
it's awesome. It's so cool.
I need to have at least one beignet, New Orleans.
No, that's the super touristy. You don't need to do that to have a good time. New Orleans is the coolest place.
All right.
We should just go. And then we'll have an open with 137 people in it or whatever.
That's fine. That's fine though.
It'll be quick from a coverage perspective.
You know what we should do? We got to raise it up so we'll play and do coverage.
Oh, I would definitely Bobby Fischer.
Yeah.
I would run back. I commentate my own matches out loud. My opponent. Yeah. I would talk about my hand.
Sure. Just play with a headset on. Play with a GoPro on. It's fine. A GoPro and some sort of recording device. We'll be players 138 and 139.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You think Reed Duke did a cool thing at the Grand Prix?
Yeah, you ain't seen nothing
yet. I'll step it up.
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing at the same time.
Just telling people what's in his hand.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they got anything. So, looking at this dude, I just don't think he's got anything. I'm gonna shove here.
Yeah. Bolt you. All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
He got my opponent this round's got the pink dragon shield, so I'm guessing burn.
Yeah.
maybe Belcher. Manaless Dredge possibly.
Maybe.
That's the range I put my opponent on.
That'd be an interesting tournament for you to commentate. That's what I'd say. Looks like Ross Merriam was able to win game number 1 here over Timothy Landale. Grixis Phoenix up a game here over Runaway Red. These are fun decks that got in the feature match area. Grixis Delver, Dimir Shadow. I know you're fond of both of those decks.
I really have enjoyed the additions from Guilds of Ravnica to Modern because it's not some super ham-fisted one-mana removal spell.
It's not like Fatal Push.
Right. They're cards that inspire new takes on previously existing decks without the cards being so obviously pushed for Modern play. That's a really cool spot to be in. One-Way CKM, Arclight Phoenix, Creeping Chill, those are all cards that could and do, in some cases, already show up in Standard. They're not Modern-only cards, but they've had a really profound impact on the format.
Hopefully we'll get an opportunity to jump over to that Modern match at some point here. I'm really into Ross's deck this weekend. Super into his take on Grixis Phoenix with those Crackling Drakes. And then, obviously, Standard, that match is humming along between DeCandio and Corvese. Boros aggro. First time we've seen it in the feature match area. Not watching it just yet, obviously. We'll get there this weekend. But
a lot of Golgari.
A lot of Golgari.
A lot of
Golgari, yeah. Good deck, though. Standard's so good right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I looked at the mono red deck list from the Pro Tour, and yeah, this is cool. These are different. The card choices feel like they matter. It's not just, you have your 20 mountains and the 10 4-ofs that are the best things.
Yeah.
I think the Experimental Frenzy, Risk Factor, those cards kind of point you in different directions, but they're also good in similar matchups. So do you play one or a spread of them or neither, or you have some on the board or whatever is a cool.
But they don't work that well together.
Right.
Which is cool.
But they're both like powerful against slower decks, so there's an argument for having both.
Yep. I'm digging it. I like the control decks. I like that Teferi's not too good. It's good, obviously, because it's Teferi, but it's not insane.
Yeah.
I really like that, honestly. AJ going to do a little scrying here. Top card becomes the bottom one.
I think the absence of a 4-cost clean, Damnation / Wrath of God style effect is what's caging in Teferi a little bit.
Yeah, but it's probably coming in the next set.
Maybe. Yep.
Would it be so bad if they just reprinted Supreme Verdict?
With Teferi floating around, I don't think that's a card you want to be the best card. Like, a deck with no creatures that wins by looping its own Teferi over and over again is... I think that's a really dangerous thing to make the best deck.
I don't know if it would be the best deck. I think it would just be a good deck. Who's to say it would be the best? I
mean, even when Supreme Verdict was around, the linear strategies were really powerful, and Mutavault was a card. Mutavault's very good against Supreme Verdict.
True.
And Supreme Verdict was still, the best thing going on.
It's one of the best things going on.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of reasons that was the case, but no. I think just make something new. Make a new kind of Wrath of God if you want to do that sort of thing. It doesn't have to be Supreme Verdict.
A Thoughtseize got hit by a Force of Will.
You know what's a sweet design? I noticed this the other day. I think it's the only, can you name the only, what I believe to be the only gold common that has been printed in each of its appropriate Ravnica sets?
Players at the 4 p.m. Sealed Spectacular.
I had to think about it.
Pairings are being posted.
I got to think about it, but I
okay.
will. I got to think about it. Bitter Blossom, here for Grace. The only gold common that's been printed in like each
of its guild set for Ravnica, the first time, second time, and third time.
I got to think about it. No, Director Rob, you cannot make your guess. Thank you. Since you probably Googled it. All right, isn't Sky Knight Legionnaire an answer?
It is Sky Knight Legionnaire.
Yes!
Yes! Sky Knight Legionnaire. What a sweet design. Also gets printed a bunch in modern master / cube style formats too, because it's just a sweet card for high power draft.
Yeah.
But it's so simple, but plays really well. The keywords are evocative. The whole story of the name plus the creature type plus the keywords is very evocative for a Boros sort of thing, and it's like really great design. Great design.
I couldn't remember if it was in the first Ravnica.
Yeah, it was.
That was the problem I was having.
I drafted Boros in Triple Ravnica, even though it was plainly the worst archetype by a mile.
By far.
Because you just got so many of these, and, if you got 6 of them, you could win, 48% of your rounds or whatever.
Okay, so that's the second version. Do we have the first one? Yeah, that's the Gatecrash one.
Yeah.
Yes. A Delver of Secrets now here for Tan and Grace after a brainstorm. It is a great design.
Great design.
AJ's at 16. He's looking to get underneath 13. Of course. He'll brainstorm. A card he's known for.
It's not the easiest thing here for Sacher's deck because, there's no Temur Battle Rage. There's not really much in the way of trample. When he falls behind against a Bitter Blossom, it's not easy for him to catch up. Tannen's going to have complete control over the shape of combat. He can be aggressive or completely controlling, depending on what the cards are. But the previous game, when Grace got Bitter Blossom on the battlefield, he was already so far behind that he was just generating a chump blocker every turn. Grace has a lot more flexibility this game to navigate.
Two cards going to be going back here for AJ in just a moment. Now there's a Ponder. He's going to look at that third card. I think we're going to see him shuffle really quick. He's already got an idea that, he just needs to find a new card. So that'll play the role of his fetch land, per se. Bitter Blossom's tough for Dimir Shadow to beat, though.
Yeah, I mean, basically it's got to be the recipe that we saw in the first game, which is just get so far ahead, be attacking so hard that there isn't much to be doing but chump blocking. Or wasteland them a bunch and just keep them off 2 mana for a long time.
All right, he'll crack. He'll cycle a Street Wraith down to 14. Picked up a Wasteland, but I don't think this game's about Wasteland now.
Nope, not with Sacher being this far behind.
And it's funny, AJ taking his 3rd turn of the game, and it feels like he's so far behind right now. Well, we got the update here for you. Brendan DeCandio looks like he has won the standard match over Harry Corvese, so Golgari midrange going to take care of Boros aggro. The team of Grace Merriam DeCandio currently up a match. And there's a Dismember and a very painful one. Looking to take care of the Delver. That's going to work. And we're going to head back over to Tannen. He's going to get a token from Bitter Blossom. He'll draw a card. Looks like he picked up a Brainstorm for the turn. I think Tannen was sitting on 2 lands, so that Brainstorm was actually pretty timely.
My look at it was land plus Ponder. In any event, really nice. You can cobble together a shuffle if he wants to and look at a bunch of cards this turn.
There's a Ponder.
I'm a little surprised to see this sequencing because absent of other considerations, Tannen's already got a bad card in the hand in that Volcanic Island. I prefer the sequence of just Brainstorm first and then Ponder so you can cobble together a shuffle if you want to.
Well, he's found something that he likes here. There's a land. Here's the attack. And we're going to head back over to AJ now in just a sec. Looks like they just want to make sure they've got life totals correct. All right, back over to Sacher we go. He's behind due to the Bitter Blossom. Life total somewhat low. Again, he is playing Death Shadow. So life total being low is kind of what he's in the market for. There is a Wasteland. This is a Liliana. Okay, that's a good way to catch back up against this thing. Spell Pierce is really good, though. So that must have been what Tannen found with that Ponder. And now here's Gurmag Angler. So the entire graveyard looks like, well, most of the graveyard will get eaten here. Check my bingo boards. 3 elemental tokens. Dang it! Not 3 tokens, unfortunately. As here come 2 Aurillax Fairy tokens into the red zone.
Catherine Hamilton, please report to table 345 for your sealed spectacular. Catherine Hamilton to table 345, please.
Bang. Wasteland going to take care of that red source. This Wasteland probably going to take care of another red source. Angler's going to come in. There's your chump block. And there it is. There's another Wasteland. Bolt you. Put you to 4. Does Sacher have a follow-up? Tried to cut the red sources before Bolt worked itself into the equation. Got there 1 turn too late.
Sacher kind of got it. I mean, got himself to a spot where it was kind of close.
No, I agree.
Yeah, but just was never going to quite be able to catch up to the Bitter Blossom.
Sacher down to 2. And he will concede the game. So, Tannen Grace is going to tie things up here against AJ Sacher off the back of a very powerful Bitter Blossom. Grace and Sacher are going to get ready for a 3rd and final one here. You know that Merriam and Landale, they're in game number 2. So they're rocking and rolling. And DeCandio's already got his W there over Corvese. And I know these Golgari mid-range decks, they're pretty good against Boros. And you can make it really good against Boros if you want to.
Yeah. Well, and DeCandio's build, worried would be a little bit too mirror-focused. But clearly, with their team's record so far in this matchup, he's got more than enough game against beatdown as well.
Well, we're going to go to game number 3 here between Grace and AJ Sacher in just a moment. But first, a message from our wonderful friends over at Ultimate Guard. Katana Slaves will be available the first Friday in February.
Am I going to get hooked up? We have a really good thing going.
Who's we?
You and I.
Okay.
One event, but it's still a good thing going. Of you bringing elite gaming supplies and me using those elite gaming supplies to crush our opponents.
That's true.
And we can't mess up a good thing.
I didn't bring anything else to the table that weekend, just the gaming supplies.
You did all right.
Thank you.
You acquitted yourself well at the
Thank
table
you very
also.
much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
See what I can do. What color?
So are they glossy or matte?
Matte back, glossy finish.
Okay. I'm not too picky. Reds, dark blues, and grays are my preferred colors for sleeves.
Gray?
Yeah. You make gray sleeves, right?
Why gray?
Yeah.
Why gray?
What do you mean?
It's so boring.
I'm not trying to be showy. Did you notice how I... Did you notice I've just slowed down. So, back in the day when I used to attack, it would be this big flamboyant flourish. Did you notice how I was attacking at the Grand Prix?
No, not really.
Barely tapping my creature sideways and tapping on it twice. Not trying to make a scene.
Okay. You're very reserved now.
I know that I'm about to attack you for the 8th time with this bugler rat, and I'm having a really good time with it. But just a gentle push.
That's because he's your little buddy. That's why. Here's a Thoughtseize. True Nemesis, Lightning Bolt, Daze, Delver of Secrets, Dismember, along with a Wasteland and a Volcanic Island is what Sacher's looking at as he falls down to 18. I'll also note Timothy Landale very quickly tie things up here against Ross Merriam. So Grixis Phoenix and Runaway Red going to head to game number 3 here in just a bit.
I think AJ may have the... Oh, he's got a reanimate in his hand, and we might see him try to just spike this True Name Nemesis.
So please find your seat. Again, 3 p.m. Legacy. Your next round pairings are being posted. Please find your seat.
The reanimate here is in AJ's hand is a really exciting wrinkle to this Thoughtseize.
Juicy. Yeah. You got to sell it though. You got to sell it. You can't just take True Nemesis immediately.
Right, you
know what's going on.
You got to ask your teammate.
Yeah, you got to think about it.
You got to ask your teammate, and they got to see your hand and give that like the scratch of their head and just sort of guess True Name.
Get him. Does he have a land? Oh, good Wasteland by Tannen. Whew. All right, there's a Delver. Oh boy, it's all downhill from here.
Oh no.
Tannen. Wasteland City, USA.
Love it.
There's a Scalding Tarn past the turn back. We're going back over to AJ. What's this conversation? Hey, draw land. No, but seriously, draw land. Might be coming down to Landale and Merriam here. Actually, no, it wouldn't. Because DeCandio's already won, so if Grace wins, match is over. Excuse me.
Yeah, and that's an interesting... So we're going to evaluate that first turn here. If AJ thinks that Tannen is going to go land Delver, he's going to get a shot at the reanimate.
Mm-hmm.
If he thinks that Tannen is going to wasteland, he needs to take the
Delver.
Delver. So then it's a call from AJ's side of what do I think the Tannen's going to do to me here.
Yeah. It's a really good point. Because wastelanding on the draw isn't as great as wastelanding on the play.
But that True Name Nemesis is so mopey in that hand and in the matchup sort of generally that Tannen might have actually had alarms go off about the possibility of reanimate.
Yep.
It's also, if he's not taking the Delver of Secrets, it sort of suggests he has a removal spell for the Delver, and at that point you might as well wasteland anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really complicated, I know that Tannen knows that I know, etc., just on that first turn.
Fun interaction. Really is.
And now AJ, he's looking at, he gets one shot with his mana because he knows about the wasteland. He knows Tannen has Daze in his hand too, so whatever spell he casts is no good.
Well, he's just choked.
He might have to just discard a hand size here for a little while, even if he's got a castable 1-mana spell, hope to draw land number 2 and be able to pay through a Daze.
Well, I'll say this. AJ does have a basic swamp in his deck,
If he's got a swamp, then it's very different.
and that lets him do a little bit of work. But he can't just sit here and do nothing, because he's just going to get beaten to death.
Well, he cannot go get a non-basic and cast a 1-mana spell.
I agree with that too.
He's got to figure out something. If all he can do is, is cast a 1-mana spell and get wasteland, he might as well wait. If he can go get a swamp, then that's different.
Opening up on Thoughtseize is tough. We could just Daze. Yeah, I like just dazing.
Yeah, I think Tannen wanted to do a quick gut check of, do I just bolt him, let it resolve, and get the points in? But the bolt's going to be good later.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too fancy.
Yeah.
But it was good to ask. I don't mind taking a minute there on that play.
Same. We're going to go over to Grace here in just a moment. Here comes the Insectile Aberration again. Volcanic Island past the turn back. Tannen just kind of in a holding pattern of just doing this. Sacher doesn't look like it drew a land. Remember, Grace has another Daze in hand. Not sure if AJ actually knows about that one or not.
He only knows about the one.
And then, of course, the Lightning Bolt everybody knows about. That is interesting. If you are supposed to take that Delver, you're supposed to take the True Name with the Thoughtseize. Taking the True Name is such high upside, but there's a real downside, which we saw.
I have to think about it. I don't want to. It's hard not to poison the well because we see all the hands and we know everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when you take True Name Nemesis,
Giving it away that you have Reanimate?
it's not. Maybe you're giving away. Maybe a little bit. You're giving away a little bit. Maybe it's possible that it's on Tannen's radar as a low probability thing. But I think what is more likely that you're suggesting to Tannen that's actionable is that you have a removal spell for the Delver. And if you have a removal spell for the Delver, he might as well wasteland you on the first turn rather than playing the Delver.
Sure. Okay, that's a really good point. That's a really, really good point.
Because maybe you don't have a second land, or maybe I can pick a better spot, or maybe I can brainstorm away this dead Delver, whatever the case may be. There's not a whole lot to be gained by playing it on the first turn if you just think it's dead. So even if Tannen doesn't have Reanimate on his radar, I think he has a pretty strong incentive to wasteland you there. And and if Reanimate's on his radar at all, then that shoots up.
Looks like Grace is playing a Ponder. Ross is helping out a little bit there in the middle seat. The middle match is on hold. If we have to jump that way, we of course will. We want to be able to bring you as much magic as we possibly can.
Because Tannen's hand in that opening was a Delver plus a Daze plus a Wasteland. So it suggests the potential for a pretty aggressive opening. And the only way that AJ can kind of not care about that is if he can answer the Delver.
Sure. Well, Sacher drew a land again. Is it too little, too late? Because Grace is a young Pyromancer now. We know he's got a Lightning Bolt that he can play. Well, AJ knows that too. We know about the Daze. Can he do enough? Take a heck of a draw. There's that underground C. Tim Landale, former Grand Prix champion, looking to help out. Won Grand Prix Kansas City many moons ago. Infamous picture of him holding his trophy in front of a tank. That I'll never forget.
Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that Grand Prix now.
I don't forget. I don't forget stuff, man. Fatal push.
I think Tannen has 2 bolts rolled up and is just not.
Well, I know he's got 2 bolts in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, not concerned about fighting that fight.
Yep. The Delver has done enough.
Yes.
It's time to move on from that. Sacher and Landale are trying to figure out if there's some way to wiggle out of this. All right. There is reanimate.
Yep. You might as well open up on the spell here that if it gets dazed, you don't really care about.
Modern challenge. Your pairings for round number 4 have been posted.
Grace is going to daze there, make a 1-1.
Once again, 4 p.m. Modern Challenge players, your pairings have been posted.
So we might have a little counter war here.
And if AJ decides to force back here, Tannen, that knocks him down to 6, and Tannen still has the 2 bolts.
Yep.
So this is a good spot here.
And unfortunately for Sacher, as he tries to play through this, he just doesn't know. There's a daze. Tannen can just pay for the daze.
Right.
That's the other thing. Yep. Interesting first turn of this game. That'll be an interesting little case study there for sure.
Maybe opportunity for some AJTV.
Perhaps. There's an attack for 3. Sacher's going to fall down to 4. And I think Tannen might just pass the turn back. He could just double bolt him now. There's no, well, the first bolt, if it resolves, the game's over.
Yeah.
Because force can't do anything. Put you down to 1, make a token, and now there's no way out at this stage. Because he can't force, doesn't have any mana for days. Could pay for it if he did. All that good stuff. Tannen Grace is going to win this game and match here over AJ Sacher, which means the team of Grace, Merriam, and DeCandio are going to win this match over Sacher, Landale, and Corvese.